What's up, y'all? Welcome. I want to teach to y'all the laws of God, but I'm going to have to sort that out because the laws of God are mostly in the first 5 books of the Bible, which they also call the books of Moses. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, those books. But I'm going to have to sort out which is which because the Levitical laws are more of what proper sacrifices to do because of which sins. That's what that's mostly about. But I plan to go through all of that because I had read the laws of God and I was reading nothing but that for like 2 months or something like that. And I found that it's just not separating one thing from another. It's an expectation to do what's right. Most of the time, breaking the law is you actually failing to do what's good. It's not just staying out of trouble. That's what I found with the laws of God. It's an expectation to do what's good. And, of course, me with the continuous assumption that most folks just don't know what's in the Bible, I want to teach that to y'all. But as I sort that out, I think we're going to touch on James a little bit. I've been tired. I ain't shoot nothing yesterday. I told y'all when I first started my YouTube channel, I'd be doing a whole lot. Then I started slowing down. That's because I had a lot of content. That's because my YouTube channel is way overdue. I feel like we caught up to speed, so I'm going to start dropping videos a little less. They don't have to learn to appreciate them. But James is after Hebrews before Peter in the New Testament, all right? After Hebrews before Peter. Very serious book, only 5 chapters, all right? Peter is a cool book too, man. A lot of them are, though. I can't think of a book of a Bible that I really don't like. I can. Chronicles. All those names. It's bad enough that they keep naming name after name after name, and I can't pronounce none of them. But that's the lineage and the genealogy of the tribe. So Chronicles is not a useless book. You have to use it for its purpose, though. But Chronicles is not fun because it still has some storytelling and some, you know how the Bible is. There's always something in there that you could take away, but it's a lot of name listing. All right, here we go. James 1. James, the servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low. Because as the flower of the grass he shall pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth. And the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when the lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, we beloved brethren, let every man to be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and all superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continuing therein, where was I at? Yeah, continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. If any man among you seem to be religious, and brither not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, that man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Yeah. I shot enough videos, right, where I complained about being tired, so it's unnecessary for me to complain about that. It's time to cut my hair again. Last time I cut it before the winter's over with. So there go James. That was 27 verses, or 27 standards, however you want to count it, but that's the first chapter of James. Very serious book. Snap, let's go back and see what's up. First off, you'll find this a whole lot in the New Testament. James, the servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. You see how that's separate? That's them talking about God the Father and the Lord Jesus Christ, his Son, who had came. Remember, this New Testament is an inspiration of the Son of God. You'll find a lot of stuff in the New Testament and in the Old Testament. That's the same thing. They call them cross references. The reason why you'll find that happening a lot is because the Lord didn't come to do away with the law. That's where folks get things confused. He didn't come to do away with the law. He came to fulfill it. I told you the laws of God are an expectation to do what's good, to do what's righteous. The Lord came and done the law perfectly. He didn't do away with it. All right. So you'll find this right here where they like the servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. So y'all know. All right. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. All right? That's important because you know what it is? Real life stuff. It's when you're going through things where you don't understand, because it's hard to get a clean perspective of something when you're actually into it. Now, if you're from the outside looking in, you'd be able to call anything what it is. But when you're going through things and you got your emotions all fixed up, and then between you, your expectations, your plans, when life isn't going the way, when life is going in a very unfavorable way, it's easy for you to start getting impatient. And you start thinking crazy things like, man, look, this is whack, that's whack, I should probably quit this, or maybe I should come up with a different plan. Sometimes you just have to be patient. Just let things work the way it's supposed to work, even though you don't know how it's going to work out. I know. That's faith, though. And I'm telling you, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. When you get used to living a life full of faith, when you get used to it, not saying I'm used to it, but you know to expect to not understand things. That's the problem. That's when I talk to people in this generation, especially me, because I'm a millennial, right? I talk to my other peers, you know? And for some reason, man, I be talking to people and I be trying to talk to them about real life, you know, try to give them what I know. But we got a generation full of people that really think they could just understand everything. Like, for real, they be trying to understand, like, everything. And I have to tell too many people so far already, like, listen, some things just don't make sense. That's just how it is. Boom, this is right here. Just let patience have a work. Just chill. And it says to be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. That means wanting nothing at all? I'm not sure. Because it's pretty plain. He said wanting nothing. But in my experience, though, it's not good to try too hard in this life. It really isn't. And it's not good to want anything too much in this life. So that's my opinion right there. But when he says wanting nothing, that means you're usually not lusting after the next thing, whether it's yours or whether it's somebody else's. You know, I forgot the word. It's a word that describes people who are constantly chasing pleasure. I forgot the word. Man, it was so easy to understand it when I had looked it up on Google. Now I can't remember it. But for real, there's a word that describes just a person who's always constantly chasing something. You know what I'm saying? Chasing this, chasing that. And I think they're trying to promote. I think James is trying to promote being the opposite of this. Okay? Now, here we go. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. You know the thing about that? Oh, here we go. It says it right here. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All that is saying that when you're too back and forth in between opinions or thoughts or actions, you can't be relied on. So you asking God, like, God, I need this, I need that, and then you keep switching it up. Nobody's trying to hear somebody who can't stick to it. You know, nobody's trying to hear nothing from a person who can't wait long enough to receive something. It's like putting in a work order, you know what I'm saying, and saying, okay, we need this many. And then as the manufacturer starts to ship it to you, like, hold on, time out, we need this many. And then you just keep doing that, just keep confusing people. That's why it says ask in faith, not wavering. Figure out what it is that you want or that you need. And then you ask God for that, and you sit back and you wait on it. Stop switching things up. You can't be trusted like that. And it says it, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Okay. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of grass he shall pass away. That's just a metaphor for how quick. I mean, that's just a metaphor for how short life is. Like a flower of the grass, he'll pass away, because life is really that short. You know, we're the ones bound by time, and we're on earth, and most of us have a natural fear of death. So it seems like life, you know, a little 80 years or 60 years or 40 years, how many years you do, it may seem like something, but it's really not. All right. I'm tired of this dirt, man. I'm trying to think straight. I can't even think straight. But I had to do this. All right. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when the lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. How often do you think you could actually find an answer like that? So we were just told, just right there, we were just told where our temptations come from. It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. When you get to looking too much, when you get to wanting too much, that's when you get drawn away. When you put yourself into a situation where you have to pretty much absorb your temptation. That's why you find some people, if they used to smoke or drink or something like that, they be like, nah, I don't really hang around people who smoke like that. I don't hang around people who drink like that. But then you'll find other people who be like, nah, it's not a big deal. I'm over it, you know? That's because the more you are around something, the more you are to get to looking at it and figuring like, okay, maybe I just might want that. That's where the temptation comes into play, because you start to lust after something. It's only a while before you're tempted. Then you're going to have to resist that temptation. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Every good gift and every perfect gift are blessings. That's what those are. Every good gift and every perfect gift are blessings. And it comes down from the Father of lights, the Lord of lords, the God of gods, the King of kings, the Holy One of Israel, the God of Isaac, Abraham, Jacob. You know, come on, y'all. This is the thing. God has many names. Many names. There go one of them, the Father of lights. I think they called him the Father of spirits back in the Old Testament somewhere. But the Lord has many names. Jehovah, he has many names. All right. And the Lord, that's his name too. All right, with whom is no variableness, which means that what you see is what you get. You know how back in algebraic equations where you be missing a variable or you had to figure out the variable. You know what I'm saying? The word vary means to change. You know what I'm saying? Based on value. Not with the Lord. No variableness. None. Not varying. It's the same, straight. And then neither shadow of turning. So no matter which way you see him from, no matter which way you think of him, it's going to be the same, because that's exactly what shadows turn based off of the sun, or which angle you see a person. You may see the shadow at a different angle. Now with God, those are just similes and metaphors of how reliable God is. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not righteousness of God. So I think we all the way down here. That was 19 and 20, and then back here, where we at? 4 through 6 when he was talking about patience. I think that goes together. This is just my opinion, though. I think that goes together, because how else could you really describe patience if you really want to put it in a very poetic way? You don't get no more poetic and descriptive than that if you want to talk about patience. This is patience. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. That is patience. Look at that. Be swift to hear. Be quick to listen. You know what I'm saying? Be quick to listen. Be quick to learn. Be quick to learn. And then it says be slow to speak. Man, I know people like that. And I can't say I probably do it too. But you ever met somebody who just wouldn't let you finish a sentence? How annoying is that? For real, there's some people, they just always they speak so fast. And then don't get me talking about those certain people who think everybody talking to them. You know, one of those people, no matter what happens, they can't be nowhere and somebody say anything at all, and they think everybody talking to them. You know those people, they think everybody talking to them. You be trying to talk to somebody right there, then the everybody's talking to me person, the everybody's talking to me person be right here. Obviously, you talking to this person right here, not the everybody's talking to me person. So you talk to somebody right there, then the everybody's talking to me person. Turn around like, what? What y'all say? Oh, what's going on? Like, nobody's talking to you. Okay, be slow to speak out here. Don't be in a hurry, because sometimes you can address an issue based off of your based off your feelings, right? You know what is a good way to not act and speak out of your feelings? It's just this: just be slow to speak. Let stuff sit for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So you get a full range, because a lot of times in life, when you speak something, there's no bringing it back. You put it out there, it's a rap sandwich. It's left up to somebody else's interpretation or perception. So be slow to speak. You know what I'm saying? Being hasty with your words get you into some trouble, or have you given out apologies that you never have to give out if you were slow to speak. And that's also if you're a person of integrity. Sometimes you say something without understanding fully what was going on. If you're the type of person to apologize, then you can give out some apologies because you're hasty with your speech. All right. For the wrath of man worketh not righteousness of God, because it's about God's will, not our will. You know what I'm saying? We're entitled to say whatever we want to do and do whatever we want to do. That's free will. But we're not going to sit up here and say, oh, yeah, I did that or I did that, and I'm pretty sure God would understand. You have no idea what his will was for whatever situation that you called yourself being angry about. We all get angry. It's okay. But understand that that's your anger. That's your wrath, not God's. Okay? Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive it with meekness and engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any hearer of the word and not a doer, if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. That's why you find a lot of conceited people, right? They're constantly looking in the mirror, constantly looking in their cell phone to see how good they look. Because it's an image thing. It's a as you're looking. You need all that as you're looking. And then as soon as you're done looking at the mirror, as soon as you're done looking at the phone, then it's like, I got to see it again because I want that same image again, you know? Don't be that with your soul. With your soul, be the type of person who pays attention. Remember who or what you are. If any man seem religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, to keep himself unspotted from the world. The word unspotted right here means as in clean. Like you don't have any spots on you. You're clean. You're not dirty. So keep yourself out the ways of the world. Keep yourself unspotted. Not as in I can see you, now I'm hidden. So you can't spot me because I'm hidden. No, unspotted as in I'm clean from the ways of the world. So it's lust, it's politics, it's everything else. You have to move and operate in this world, but don't be one of those people who live according to it because it's not for us. All right? Now, if any man think he religious, but he can't control his mouth, he's crazy. That's my interpretation. Because a lot of folks out here, I'd be surprised how many Christians and people like that, and people of other religions, like you claim yourself to be of a certain religion, but you got a lot of cussing flying out your mouth. You got all sorts of profanity, you know what I'm saying, flying out your mouth. And that's what be just having people blown back, and be having other people think they could do the same. But anywho, man, I should have hurried up with this Bible study. That's the end of it. This video about to cut off. I got some chicken, and it smelled good too. But anyways, I had to get that in. I wasn't going to do that first, but I felt like the Lord really wanted me to do that. I personally didn't want to do it. And it is what it is, man. It's done. All right, y'all. Outro.